What up? It's your girl Clo-Clo, and I am here with the chat room is live. How y'all doing? I missed y'all last week, and hey, if I missed y'all last week because I'm not feeling too well. So if I sound like a man or a stuffed pig, forgive me. I'm a little congested, and I'm coming down from a cold. But the chat room is back, people. It is back, and I am happy to say I have a very, very, very special, beautiful woman. Y'all already know how this show is going to go. I have my mom in the studio with me, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Mommy.
Hey, baby. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I brought my mom to the studio with me because, one, we're playing Cookie from work. Yes, I'm telling the whole world that we're playing a little hooky.
That's not good to say.
It's okay. Everybody deserves a sick day. But I brought my mom in the studio with me just because I feel like I'm going through this point of time in my life where I'm going through like a quarterly life crisis. And if you don't know what that means, that's when you're around 24, 25, 26 to where life just does not make sense. You feel like you're too young to be making stupid mistakes, but you're not old enough to, it's just that weird part of life. So I thought it would be a good idea to bring Mommy in the studio to just kind of talk about what we should and should not be worried about in our mid-20s. You ready, Mom?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are, baby.
Are you going to give good advice?
I'm going to try.
This ought to be good. And if everyone knows my mom, she's a character. Everyone loves my mommy. So, Mom, what were you doing at 24, 25? Where were you at in life?
Oh, well, at 24, 25, I was living in Galveston. And basically, I was dating your dad, which I guess we were about maybe 6 or 7 years in our dating. And around 26, we got married. And 31, here came you. So
Dad was your high school sweetheart.
He was my high school sweetheart. We started dating at the age of 17 in junior year of high school.
I hope Daddy don't listen to this. Was it a great decision? It's so funny that everybody always thinks they're either going to marry their high school sweetheart or their college sweetheart. I feel like back in the day that was popular. But as I get older and I date, I date a lot. It just never happens. Did you always think Daddy was going to be the one? Did you know that?
Well, not that I knew that. It just basically kind of like fell in place because he actually left Galveston while I stayed there. And he came here to Houston and went to TSU. And I actually, stayed back in Galveston because I happened to basically jump into a job that I felt that's all I needed at the time. And then, further my education. Like as of today, I kind of hate that I didn't, but that was something at that time when I just jumped straight out of high school into this big company, which was American National in Galveston. So I feel like, that was a career move for me. But later on in years, you realize, no, you could have done, better with yourself. Because at that point in time, most of us at that age, the only thing we were thinking about is marriage. Not so much of building a career of your own because you think that, at that time you want to get married and your husband is going to be the provider of the household. So, of course, you don't need to basically build your big dreams because you're living off of their dreams.
So do you think, and I know it doesn't apply today that women should feel like marriage is the end goal, but it's still a lot like that. I feel like a lot of women still think like marriage is the end goal. And do you think that we women in our mid-20s should be thinking this way?
No, I think, now after looking back and seeing as years go by that women should be basically focused on building something, their dreams, and not so much attaching themselves to a man and living behind his dreams. So I feel like a woman should, at this time and age, take care of all the things that she wants to put in place to know that, if she doesn't find that man, that's okay. Her dreams are there. She's able to take care of herself and, she can make her own stuff happy. Women back in the day seemed to think that they needed a man always to make them happy and so that they could feel complete. And that's not the case. You can always basically take care of yourself and you would be fine.
But I feel like, because I know you and Daddy met when y'all were like 15, 16, 17, but y'all didn't end up getting married till like 26 and then didn't have me till 31. So it seems like y'all really stretched out.
We did. Because like I said, we met at 17, junior year in high school. So we still had our senior year left, and we dated, and we broke up, and we got back together and back and forth. And then, he left, went up to TSU, spent about 4 or 5 years in college, and of course I stayed in Galveston, and then that's when we made the move here to Houston when we got married at 26.
You didn't have no man on the side while he was in college, Mama?
I didn't. People said I did, but that wasn't true. But no, I didn't. I was a faithful woman, brought up by my grandmother. I was just faithful.
And so, work-wise, I feel like, I know you always tell me that you wanted to, you always wish that you would have went back to school and stuff like that. But at work-wise, 24, 25, look at to where you are now. And I know you see me stress a lot about, like, work, the chat room, and all this other activities that I'm in. Do you think I should slow down? Or do you think I'm on the right path?
You're on the right path. Keep that drive. Because you're young.
You think so?
I'm
tired, Mama.
So. I know you're tired. But you, like I said, you have to stay focused of your dreams of what you want. So what you're doing, you're basically focusing on your dreams. And you're trying to basically make it to that place that you want to be. And it takes hard work. And like I said, back then, a lot of us, I won't say all, because other girls my age did go to fulfill their education and do their own thing.
Right.
But a lot of us wanted to get married at such a young age. So, yeah, you are basically walking in your significant other's shadow because you're allowing him to go after his dreams while you just sit still and just wait until that time when he says, I'm ready.
Right.
Because we all know that a marriage will not happen until that guy is ready.
Should a woman ever wait for a man? Even if they've been together for years. It's been 4 or 5 years. They've been on and off, but they've been, this is basically, I know this man is going to marry me. I just don't know when. Do you advise women to wait, or do you advise women to just do you?
I advise women to do you. Like I said, back in the day, that's how we did it. I mean, we dated, your dad and I dated 8 years before marriage. So,
but do you feel like you waited on him?
I feel like I did, because I basically went to work, went home, went around a little bit with my girls. Other than that, didn't do much. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I didn't focus on me. I focused on the situation of when we will get back together based on when he finishes schooling at TSU. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, at that time, I could have been pursuing my own career, even if it was going right there to Galveston College. But I was going to work 8 to 5, had a good job, and I thought at that time that's all I needed.
So you think me being 24, 25, single as I don't know what, I'm doing great?
Yes, you're doing great.
I get lonely sometimes.
I know you do. But the thing is, I know you do. But the thing is that if you were so into a guy right now, mm-hmm. you would basically be focusing on him and making time for him when you already had these things planned that you needed to do to take care of your dreams.
Right.
And you push things aside because you want to be there for him when he's ready to be there for you.
Right. So, and I feel like men these days are a lot worse. Do you think so? Do you think men of today's society is a lot worse than what your options?
I can't answer that question because I'm still with that one man. And yeah. Men are. Let me just say that men are selfish.
Very.
And that's the thing. And it takes men a long time to grow up.
Right.
But they always fulfill their dreams, their wants before. You find very few that's going to put a woman first, and it's hard.
So that's why you suggest women to just strictly focus on yourself, and a man will come.
Yes. I mean, let God bring that man to you.
Right.
I mean, focus on yourself, do the things that you want to accomplish, because once you get attached to that man, all your dreams are just put to the side. Because you want to be that perfect wife, you want to be that perfect mother, and then you just don't do the things that you had dreams for.
Absolutely. Okay. So you and Daddy only had one child, which is me.
Yes, we only had one.
They only had one. I'm the only child, yeah, which is another reason why I'm so lonely. No man, no brothers and sisters. It is just me. What made y'all decide to have one kid?
Well, like you said, we got married at 26. We had you at 31.
31.
So that was I felt like I was done. And I prayed so
hard. She didn't feel like she was done, y'all. She had her girl, and she
that was it.
Done.
I was just about to say that. I prayed for that girl. And based on, as I went through my pregnancy, the doctors were telling me that the heart rate is like that of a boy. So yeah, I got a little discouraged, but I still kept praying for that little girl. And at the end results, when I got that girl at 31, I feel like, God, you gave me what I asked for. And I won't bother you no more. So then that's why I didn't have any more kids.
My dad wanted a boy so bad. He always tells me this story about, because you guys waited till I was actually born to figure out who I was.
Yes.
They didn't know.
Yes.
And so my dad was gun-ho that I was a boy. He went out and brought this black fishing pole because he just knew I was a boy. But it was a girl. It was a little baby girl.
And if she was a boy, her name would have been Justin Wayne.
My name would have been Justin Wayne. They tell me that all the time. Why Justin Wayne?
That was the name your dad picked out. He had the boy name, and I had the girl name.
Why Chloe?
I don't know. Chloe was just not a common name at the time. Mm-hmm. And it was just something new. So it just stuck with me. And that's how I came up with Chloe Chantel, which Chloe is in the Bible. And everybody was like, well, you just put two perfume names and put them together. No.
You really did.
No, I didn't. Chloe is in the Bible.
Chantel's a perfume? I thought it was Chanel, not Chantel. Chantel's a perfume?
Well, they probably pronounce it Chanel, but I was pronouncing it Chantel. But yeah.
Thanks for putting my whole government name on blast like that.
Sorry, girl.
No, they knew. They knew. But no, so I'm coming, like I say, I'll be 25 in August. A lot of you guys know that. And so, like I say, I brought my mom here just because I feel like everyone is wanting this conversation. If you're not talking to your parents about where they were at 25, I think you should start, just because it's a real 24, 25, 26. Like, that's just a real tender age for a lot of growing adults. And so I think asking your parents like where they were around that age so you won't stress about it so much, it's key. And so with me coming up on 25, yes, I still live at my parents' house. I don't live in my parents' house because I can't afford to move out. I can afford, I don't know if I can afford to move out right now. I don't know. I don't get paid that much. No, I'm kidding. But I stay in my mom's house just because I always tell myself if I wanted to, if I was going to move out, I'm going to move when I move to a different city or a different state. I didn't think it made sense to move down the street from my mom's house. But I'm going to ask you, I'm your only child. It's only me and the dog and dad at the house. Are you itching for me to move out?
Well, the thing is, you had, like you just mentioned earlier, you have your hands in so much and so many different avenues. You hardly ever home.
That's true.
So then you also have to ask yourself, being young, whether it be you or any other young person at your age, you know, it's fine and dandy to finally say, I have my own place. But you also have to ask yourself, you know, am I home that much? Am I a burden on my parents?
Is it worth paying?
And that's the thing. Is it worth paying that money, throwing it away now if me and my parents are cool? I'm hardly ever home. So why am I just throwing that money away for a place just to say, I got my own place?
So I'm cool.
Yeah.
I can stay at the house till 30.
You're so silly. Yes, you can. You can stay at the house till you're 40, 50, you know.
That's depressing.
I love my child. This is my only one. So, yeah, we are very cool. I mean, we have a great connection.
We do. So what age did you move out the house?
I didn't move out the house until I got married, which was 26.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So I never did basically move out. I was raised by my grandmother.
Right.
So it was only me and her. So I felt like when I left her, I wanted to leave her right. Even though I was basically coming up, you know, on weekends to visit, you know, your dad here at TSU and stuff like that.
She let that slide.
She did because, you know, I'm 26. Her thing is...
She says that, y'all. I promise. I am 24 years old. And even if I mention, Mama, I'm going to go spend the night at some boy house, Chloe, I get the third degree. Like, I kid you not, I get the, how serious are you guys? I don't know about that. I still low-key have a curfew, y'all. I low-key have a curfew.
The thing is, the reason why I do that is because I don't want you to feel like, you know, you just want to be, I mean, yeah, you're allowed to have your own special time, but a lot of times you don't really want to just jump in and out of everyone's bed. Your thing is, I can see if you were seriously involved with somebody, yes, that's okay. But not to just say, you know, I'm going hang out and sleep out with whoever because we just friends and hanging out and kicking it. You know, that's giving the guy the wrong message. I mean, you giving him all his sweets and everything before he commit to anything. So then he could have you Monday and have somebody else Tuesday.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one thing you definitely taught me is just, I mean, I get iffy. I don't even like spending the night at a guy's house because it's just, what are you bringing to the table to marriage? And so that's another thing, though. It's kind of, what do you think women should kind of hold back from men or life until they're married? Is there something like, not even far as men, just life-wise, that you kind of wish that you would have waited till marriage to tap into?
Well, I don't know which way to go with that. I mean, it's just a lot of women, you got to guard your heart. Even though you're going to dip and dodge with this guy.
But you know, men,
guard your heart.
Especially these days, men always complain like, oh, you're bringing in that past relationship into this one. You're so cold-hearted. You won't let me in. And then they leave us because we won't let them in.
No, they didn't leave you because you didn't let them in. So you got some of these men that go after you for one thing and one thing only. And they're going to wine and dine you until they get it.
You think so?
So that's what I'm saying. You need to guard your heart. Because if you want to basically have this little rendezvous with this man and you know he ain't going nowhere with you, you got to guard your heart.
How do you know
us
that,
Us like women, we put our heart in it. I mean, we're not like the men's can lay with one Monday and lay with another Tuesday.
Right.
Most of the time when you basically give your all to this man,
right,
you got some feelings there.
Right.
So, and that's what it is when I say guard your heart, because if you're going to accept what he's giving at the time, you got to get your heart out of it, because that's what's going to get hurt.
But I feel like that is so hard for a woman to do. And I feel like that's why you shouldn't even tap into it as far as
you should
taking that extra step, just because it doesn't matter where, when, what time. It doesn't matter. Women's feelings, once it's involved, they are attached. It's hard to take that back.
It's very hard to take that back.
How did you take a breakup when you and Daddy broke up?
I mean, it was rough, but like I said, you basically gotta, like Madea said, clink clink.
She's such a Madea fan.
I am a Madea fan. Like she said, clink clink. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta clink clink as long as you can to see how long he's gonna stay there and wait it out.
So at the end of the day, it sounds like what you're basically saying is just do you. And then let whatever happens, happens.
Yes, do you. But like I said, if you're willing to do you and accept what he wants at that time and he's not ready for any type of relationships, you got to keep your heart out of it.
Right.
Until he's ready.
So how should women date these days then? What do you consider dating?
Dating is, if you're going to date, basically just date.
Because you're supposed to date with a purpose. You date because I see this going somewhere.
But be patient and basically let it go somewhere. I mean, don't get in the moment and stuff like that and give it up. What was that movie called when they actually had they had come up front with, they said there was months before they were going to give it up or whatever. What is that movie called? I can't.
It's some Lifetime movie you didn't watch?
No, it's Steve Harvey movie that they made.
Oh, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. That one.
Yeah.
Think Like a Man.
Yeah. One of those girls was basically said that she had a situation where she gave her guys 90 days.
Oh, the 90-day rule.
Yeah, the 90-day rule.
Let's talk about the 90-day rule for a minute, because I have a friend that's currently, I'm not going to put her on blast, but I have a friend that's currently on a 90-day rule. I think hers is 60, whatever. But I've always heard a lot of men, because I have a lot of guy friends and we talk all the time, and they always tell me, whether it's the first night or whether you wait 2 weeks or 3 months, if he likes you and he wants you a certain way, he likes you and he wants you. True. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. So whether you wait or not, it really doesn't matter. So do you really think the 90-day rule is a really good, substantial process to get a man to love you the way you want to be loved?
No, because like I said, it all depends on, I just said the 90-day rule. I would say longer than that. But the thing is that, it's just weird because...
Did you wait longer than that, Mama?
I sure did.
How many years you waited?
It's been so long ago. I can't think how far I waited, but I did wait
I don't
want to
know. I don't want to know.
Yes.
Continue.
But the thing is, you're going to find some of the men that's going to really stick in there and wait.
At my age?
And they're not even, and they're not even the good ones. Because the thing is that, I mean, it's a chance that you take.
Right.
I mean, you got to basically, you got to know that guy's heart. Because the thing is, it's kind of, well, that's how, hey, like I said, you're going to have some men that's going to wait it out and some of them that's not.
Right.
And not all the time the ones that's waited out is the good men.
Right.
It's just they were determined to get what they were after and they just waited. As long as you were willing to wait, they waited too. Next 2 days later down the line, they acting so differently. And it's like you don't even know this man anymore.
Do you feel like women should date multiple men at the same time? Especially at my age. That way your heart doesn't get so wrapped up in just one man. Like if you were single at 25, well, let's just say I can't even add that in that. So let's just say you were single at 25. Would you be dating multiple men at the same time, or would you be waiting for one man to marry?
You can date multiple men at the same time, but the thing is, dating. Know that that's what you're doing. You're dating.
Right.
You're not basically taking
define
it to the
dating
next.
In your eyes.
Define dating in my eyes. It's like basically going out to a dinner or a movie and hanging out a little bit, dating.
And then going home.
That's dating. The other, what you're talking about, that's taking.
I'm not talking about it. You taking it there. You keep taking it there. I'm not talking about none of that.
That's what I'm getting at.
I feel like my mom thinks I'm a rascal. I don't know what
I'm
she's thinking.
Saying you're a rascal. I'm just saying you asked me about girls at that age.
Right.
I'm just saying girls in general. Just basically, follow your dreams and not get hung up in a person that is not ready to be where you want to be at that time.
Right.
And basically try to recognize that at the beginning before you give up all your jewels.
Men are sneaky little creatures,
They
though.
are.
And yeah, I don't mean for this whole conversation to be about men. We're going to change the topic sooner because I don't like to talk about men all the time. But yeah, I feel like men are just sneaky little creatures sometimes.
And they are.
You just got to be careful, y'all. That's all she's saying.
Yeah, that's
just
all I'm
gotta be
saying.
careful.
Because men know how to hide their trump card until they get what they want.
Absolutely.
So you got to be very careful.
Absolutely. So let's talk about life more. You said at 24, 25, you was just working.
Yes, I was working in Galveston at the time, still living with my grandmother. So yeah, I was just working, going back home, spending time with her, and just, taking life as it was.
I guess this falls on the same line. I guess my question is just kind of like, where should a 24, 25-year-old be in life? Should they be at the prime of their career, or they should just be figuring it out? Like, should we be rich at 25? Should we have a stable income at 25? Like, where should we be at? Should we be traveling the world at 25? Like, do you wish you would have traveled more while young?
That I do. I wish I would have traveled more. I mean, the way the world is right now is very difficult to pinpoint where everyone should be.
Yeah.
Because each, young person at that age took different avenues. Some of them are still trying to search for jobs after graduating from college.
Absolutely.
Some of them are still trying to land the education that they actually, went to school for. They might be working, but they're not working in the degree
career
that they received.
And I always like to tell people not to get discouraged when it comes to that, because I know my mom was there for me hard. I used to, before I landed my job at the news station that I worked for, I was working at my mom's job, doing paperwork, filing, like something you do not have to go to college for at all. And I mean, hated it, but it was a check. But at the same time, it's just, I never want people to get discouraged from, especially after college, because I know a lot of people at my age, you're probably just now getting into your career, or you're still just working some job just to make ends meet. But never get discouraged, because I want to say, how did I land my job at News?
Because the thing is, you were blessed. I mean, you've been working at my job since you were like 14. And so,
I've always had a job.
They constantly keep taking you back. I mean, some other kids, they have it a little rough. I mean, they have to go out there and do burgers, Walmart stores, different things like that. So,
don't get it wrong. Yeah, I used to work at Walmart
She did too. She stepped in there also. So that's a good thing. And that's what you can't let things get you down. I mean, you got to keep fighting.
Right.
Because it might be like this today, but it's going to be different tomorrow if you just keep your drive.
Right.
And that's the thing, is just jobs are very limited now because of all the big layoffs that we're having, but you still got to keep your drive.
But let's just say, I know a lot of youth my age. I won't say youth, growing adults my age. A lot are traveling now, and it makes me wonder, like, you know, do you travel while young, or do you wait till you're older to travel? And I think traveling while young might be better, just because when you're older, you're probably married with kids. You can't travel like you really want to, like really just go out with your girls and just say, hey y'all, let's pack a bag, let's go, because you have to worry about kids, family. And I know me and you, we've decided, you know, every year we take a big trip and we go. But do you think that or have you ever wanted to travel while young? You just never had that opportunity?
Just never had that opportunity. Travel while young is great, because that way you're still keeping in contact with your girlfriends,
right?
Whether it be from high school, whether it be from college. It's just something that, you know, the girls are playing every year, and basically this is what we're doing, and we're going to keep continuing it every year. Because I've, you know, spoken with older women my age that they have their little group that they get together every year faithfully, and they take their vacations. And it's good because that way you're keeping contact with your, you know, still holding on to the friends you have, because, you know, you tend to drift away in a minute. Everybody is so involved in their own lives, and you just lose connection with friends.
That is a good segue into the friendship category. At 24, 25, 26, what should your friends be like? Should they be friends from college? Are friends going to stay? Are you going to have those same friends that you called best friends back in elementary, high school, college? Or as you get older, you just might see people for who they are. Someone who you work with might now be your best friend. Like, how does friendship work when you grow older?
Well, you take different paths. Because, you know, you have some friends that, you know, they're now married, having kids. And if you're like you, that single person, still, you know, running after your dreams and all different types of stuff. Right. Without anybody. Well, y'all don't click anymore as much as you used to, because your friends that are now married can't invite you over because they now have a significant other and you not dating anyone. So then you feel like a third wheel.
How do you handle that though? Like, I'm pretty sure that came up when you were younger. Like, you probably had friends who got married before you, or you got married before some of your friends. So how did you keep that connection? Still make them seem like they're important, but at the same time, it's just like, I have a totally different life. So you're not going to be included in everything. How do you balance that?
You just basically, like I said, you tend to drift apart from each other. And that's how things happen, because strangely, yes, a lot of my friends were getting married way before I was. And a lot of their kids are so much older than you, because at 31, they were on their second and third.
I don't know why.
And I was just on 31. My first, you know, so it just makes it so, it wasn't like we could like hang around, because some of them like, well, you know, your child is still just 3.
The baby.
Yeah.
The baby.
I mean, do you have those real good friends that you all were close, that you will continue to be close? But say just a classmate that you hardly spoke to, you know, sometimes you don't stick together anymore.
And you should just let that go.
Yeah, you just let that go. But like I said, you know, you'll still find time for the ones that you were always tight with. And then, you know, if you live in different cities, different states, yeah, you do drift apart because the connection's not there. People get so involved in their everyday tasks that they, you know, don't have time for, not saying that they don't have time for their family and friends, but you get so much caught in your routine that you just do, go home, go to work, do what you got to do, and keep it going.
Your eyebrows look really good. I'm sorry to change the subject. We just got our eyebrows done. Her eyebrows look really good. But no, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. What is it about this generation that I'm living in that you wish you would have had back in the day? Well, are you a fan of social media?
Wait. I am not a fan of social media. Okay. And don't put me on blast. Love you.
I'm definitely. What do you mean? I'm definitely going to put her on blast. It's not a bad thing. No, she does not like social media at all. She does not have any type of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. She doesn't do any of that. She just gets on mine. So if you ever wonder why my Facebook is so just business, one, it's always going to be business, because I feel like that's what you're supposed to use social media for. But 2, it's because my mom has my password and username. So
you're so awful. You're just terrible.
Who not supposed to know that, Mama?
I just go in there to check on family
She
and
does.
friends.
She does. Like, I'm not saying she does anything bad. I'm not saying that she hooking me up with somebody via internet. I'm not saying that. She just goes on there, like she says, to check on family and friends. But she will not get her own.
I do not.
I tell her all the time, it's so easy to set up a Facebook. And you can add whoever you want to your Facebook page.
I understand
and
that.
Not have to
but
be
when
on
you
mine.
have a job position that you sit at a computer all day long, you don't really want to feel like you're just constantly connected to social media and do nothing at home but just sit there with that phone. I probably go on there probably once a week. But then if I got my own page, everybody would want to be hitting me up with different things and wonder why I'm not going to be basically not talking about but the family and friends that I be checking about. They would be hitting me up on Facebook.
Really?
Okay.
I mean, hey, so do you think social media would have been a big thing back in your time when you was growing up in high school? Like Facebook? Like, do you wish you would have had a Facebook or Instagram or all the other stuff that we had?
No. And then
you think it's a problem?
It is a problem.
Why?
Because a lot of people have lost connection with family because if you don't go on Facebook, you don't even know what's going on with your own family.
Yeah.
Because they no longer know what a telephone is like. They no longer know what, coming by and talking to you is like. I mean, there are situations where I've seen family members post something on Facebook of an invite of a family event when we're all just sitting right there at the spot where you could just have come up to us and spoke to us. But then instead you post it on Facebook. I mean, that makes no sense. So my thing is, a lot of times with all the invites going on amongst the family and friends, a lot of people was like, well, I put the invite on Facebook. Oh, I forgot you don't have Facebook. And I play dumb with them, not even letting them know that I do see it on Chloe's page, whatever.
Oh, I spoiled your secret. Is that what it is?
Yeah, you did. Big time. Because I want them to realize there's other people. There's a lot of people that don't do social media. But because of that, we have lost contact with our friends and family because we are not on social media. And that's the only way they now communicate, whether it be a picture of a family member or anything. Yeah. And, it's just really taking over the world.
Yeah. But I feel it's a bittersweet. I think social media, especially Facebook, is such a bittersweet thing just because there are a lot of older people your age, like, getting on Facebook, and that's the way they communicate. It's easier to them besides picking up the phone. And as much as it sucks, there's a lot of cousins that I could keep up with more on Facebook than I can via the telephone, because I know they not gonna text me, but I could see what they wore yesterday or what class they was in or something like that. I just kind of it's bittersweet. I get your point. I definitely think social media could go away for some time just to really get people back to that communication, that real communication, because I feel like social media messes up a lot of things, relationships for one, jobs, just all kinds of stuff. So I get your point.
Yes. I have basically heard of quite a bit of people that have lost their jobs of something they posted on social media.
Yeah. Because
they forget that they made different co-workers, or bosses, friends.
Yeah.
So, it just makes it difficult because you got to be really careful. I mean, everybody put their whole life out there. Some people do. It's just not worth it.
That's how you keep up with people, though. You go on to Facebook. You don't like taking pictures. My mom hates taking pictures. So you would never see her with an Instagram or a Facebook because she just hates taking pictures. She wouldn't even have a profile picture. It would be the whatever the default profile picture is, it would be that. Or a picture of our dog. Yeah. That would be her profile
It'll be you and Major. How is that?
You see, that's how you know you're old. That's how we would know your age on Facebook. She's not old, you guys. My mom is all of 32.
Oh, thank you.
That would make me one, because you already said your age.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
I already said yes. And you did yours also. All I had to do was do the math.
They wouldn't know. I still feel like a lot of people wouldn't guess your age, but you look good for your age.
I thank you, dear.
She looks good for her age. You guys will see. I am recording this episode, and you guys will see how sexy my mom is.
Agree to.
Because she hates pictures. But I mean, hey, you asked to join the chat room. She didn't.
If we're being truthful, be true. You didn't put everything else out there.
Because I thought this, and it's so far, it's been great. Like I said, I think everybody needs to have their talk with one of their parents just about, Mom, what were you doing at this age? Like, am I stressing too much job-wise, relationship-wise, life-wise? Like, am I stressing? And I know I watch a lot of clips with Oprah, and I remember her talking about how she, at 25, 26, whatever, Oprah was broke in her 20s. It didn't take her to, I think she was in her early 30s to really get in her career. So, and I know she was, someone asked her if she had to tell her younger self something, it would be stop stressing, stop worrying about it, you know, because it's all going to come into play. Mm-hmm. And do you feel that way too? Do you think at 25, were you even stressing about life? No. I feel like you weren't even stressing.
That's what I said, because I put my dreams to the side, because my thing is I'm going to wait on this particular man and we're going to get married.
But you weren't even stressing about that though?
No, it wasn't.
Because you knew you was going to get married.
I feel like
that you knew you were going to marry that man. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of girls don't feel that way though. A lot of girls are probably in relationships to where they're like, I don't know. And it's just kind of like, do you wait or do you leave?
And that's where we go back to what we talked about earlier, right, where the girl is
y'all.
ready, but the guy is not. So, it's, and that's the question you ask yourself. Do you wait? And a lot of times, we pray and pray and pray for certain men, but that's not what God has for us. But after a while of constantly getting down on them knees and saying, God, this is the man I want, he just gives it to you, and you just have to deal with everything that flows out of it.
So in other words, don't be out here praying for a man. What? Okay, let me try to word this the right way. Don't pray for a man. Just pray for, or don't pray for the man that you're with. Because you just never know if that's, I feel like especially if you're single, I don't think you should, and I think this is something that you taught me, that you should never ask God to make this man right that you're with. I feel like you ask God to make you right. And then if it's meant to be, it will be. And if not, if he's not for me, God, take him away. Do you think that's the case?
That's the case. I mean, the thing is that we as women try to change men.
Absolutely.
And we
like
can't,
projects.
We can't do that. I mean, we can't make this man decide to get married because we're ready to, and we can't make this man decide to get ready because now we have this baby and it's out of wedlock and stuff like that. It's just in his time, and if we're willing to stick it out in his time, that's the problem that we're going to have to deal with. But the thing that we pray God is to send me the man that you have for me. Mm-hmm. And in that way, you know that this was a man that loves you more than you love him. Right.
One thing my mother has always taught me is to find a man that loves you more than you love them. Mm-hmm. How do you feel? You just mentioned this. I feel like a lot of women my age, a lot of men too, because we both had the children, but a lot of women and men my age are having babies young. It's like babies raising babies these days. What's your thoughts on that? Like, how does one get over that and not come so complacent just because we had this child in a probably not so well situation? Like, we weren't even together, but we decided to stick it out. Should two people stick it out?
Well, it's a struggle because the relationship was already weak to begin with. Mm-hmm. And the baby coming is not going to repair it.
I've seen some situations.
Some of them do. Some babies do basically make the relationship better. Uh-huh. And somehow they tend to stick it out because of the baby and they find their love again. But not all relationships end up like that. Mm-hmm. Some of them are lucky enough that the baby will repair whatever problems that they were having. But you can't expect that all of them would be that way. And then that's where it goes back to say, where now that we have this baby, is he now ready? And not all the time he is.
You're such a independent woman and you're feminist. I feel like you're a feminist.
Well, I'm just basically telling you how it is. And even though you made that one mistake, and you feel like, that's going to be the one, but he still have yet to make that leap, please don't make a second one. Because you find a lot of women, you find a lot of women that basically
have another one
and a lot of times it's because we as mom, we love our grandbaby and it could have been our first. and we actually take over that grandbaby like it's ours. And so, of course, the mother feels like, I keep doing everything that I was doing before as I was because I don't have that responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And they slip and it happens again because they really didn't feel the responsibility the first, because we as moms, we stepped in and we just swoop our little grandchild up and let the daughter
Baby
go as she
became,
please.
yeah.
And let the daughter just run back out there as she please. And then here is number 2.
What do you tell someone who's struggling with that, though? Being your age, what do you tell someone who's struggling in that situation? Like, I've had this child, but I had this man, and, I want him to be around, but I don't know if he's ready. But, what how do you give advice? Like, advice you give to me, what would you tell?
What I would tell you is basically live for you and your baby. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Right. And there again, that will go back to a situation where we are here trying to change a man. And you can't.
So moral of the story today is you can't change a man.
No, you can't.
You can't raise a man. Kay Michelle said it. Mama is saying it too.
You
just can't.
You just can't. If they not ready, they not ready. And you just basically got to pray that God put you in your direction where you need to be. And if that man wakes up one day and you're still there available, then so be it. But if you're not, that's his loss.
So what do you think is an appropriate age for a woman to get married? You think it doesn't matter as long as the man is ready? Or do you think a woman should actually... Let me ask you this, because it sounds like... The whole time it sounds like you're saying, just do you until a man is ready. But what time does it get to a point to where it's like, do you and wait till you're ready? Because I know women age, we mature a lot more than men. So we could be ready at 23,
true.
24.
And that's true.
But do you suggest that? Do you think getting married young is a good thing?
Well, getting married young is a good thing if you both are ready.
How do you know who you are? I just, I think I have a lot of friends who got married young and their relationships are going great as far as I know. And, but I always tell myself, I don't think I could ever get married even right now because it's so much growing that I have to do.
And marriage is a job.
I heard.
Marriage is a job that you have to put a lot of work into it. And it's not like I'm saying that a woman always have to wait until a man's ready. A woman is always ready. And that's why I was going with that. Not that you got to always wait till this man is ready. A woman is always ready. So that's why I was going with, you will basically be hanging on with this man if you want to for 5, 10, 15 years until he's ready. Because you always ready. But
you think so?
Women are always ready. That's basically a dream that a woman has when they're a little girl. Why? They want to get married. They want to have a baby.
I hate that so much.
That's just how we were raised. And like I said, back in my time, that's what we did. Most of us, me being one, we pushed our dreams to side and we tried to basically stand by our husband and help him with focus on his career and his dreams.
Right.
And just forget about ours.
See, I don't have time. I think, and I'm proud of women these days. I think a lot of women in my generation is seeing that, like, I can do bad all by myself. Like, I'd rather be rich and single than, worried about who gonna pay the bill and miserable. So I think that's one thing about my generation that I do like. Hate social media. Love that women are a lot more independent.
Yes, and I see that in you, and I see that in all my other daughters by other mothers that I have inherited because of you. And I see that drive, and I'm so proud of each and every last one of y'all. Y'all all taken different direction in life, but y'all made good of what direction you're taking. And y'all are all okay. Some of them are single. Some of them are basically, a couple of them are married.
Yeah, I have
some have babies, but I am so proud of where the girls are going.
Yeah, I promise. Me and my friends need a reality show. I have a good, solid group of friends. I have some that are married, some that have babies, and most of us are single bachelors. If you're looking, give me a call because I have a. No, you're absolutely right. I'm very proud of the group of friends that God has kind of placed in my life, just because. The ones who are single, married, babies, whatever, we're all very still independent women. And I think most importantly, I know that's the biggest reason why I wanted you here, Mom, was just for any women that's struggling my age, whether it comes to relationship or life, I just wanted you guys to hear, and I mean, men, you can take this advice too. I just wanted to hear from an older perspective, like, stop stressing. It's something I have to tell myself every day. Yes. I stress a lot, but it gets to a point to where you just have to stop stressing. Everything will be okay. Because a lot of people, I mean, I hate to go back to the work stuff because I want to get off the men. But, a lot of people my age feel like they should be rich right now. They should be well established in their career and nothing else. But it's so funny because I feel like people have told me my age, you should never stay in a job longer than 2 years. Like, you should be always looking for something new just because you too young to be stuck in one job. Do you feel that way?
That's true, because you get on your comfort couch. I mean, before I actually got married and moved here up to Houston, I was at the job that I stepped out of high school for 8 years.
And for you, that was too long.
Well, then I moved up here to Houston, and I did a little temp job here and there. And now I'm at this job that I've had since in the 80s. I'm working on my 29th year. So then that's
But do you wish you would have had more jobs, though?
I do, because they will open up, more avenues for me and different things to different effect. But I'm type of person that I get on my comfort couch. And if everything is going well there, I stick it out.
I think everybody has that problem, though. I don't think it's just you. I think everyone can find a place of comfort. And, I'm glad that you said that, because I don't think it should be, especially in your 20s, I don't think anyone should be at a job longer than 3 years. I give you 3.
No, because you're still trying to find yourself.
Right.
You're trying to better yourself.
And we're not saying switching career paths. We're saying, if you work at a hospital, in 2 or 3 years, work at another one just to see, the difference. Maybe the staff is different. Maybe the people you get are different. I just think.
And maybe the pay is different.
Hey, you should always be switching to a job that adds a little bit more pay. That is key. God, I'm hoping my next job pays me a little bit more. Because I am ready to move out, Mama. I'm not ready to move out because, just because. I think I'm ready to move out because I think moving out is a growth thing. Like, when you actually moved out, did you grow a lot?
Yeah, it's a growth thing.
Yeah.
But it's not like I've ever had the opportunity to be on my own. I moved from my grandmother into marriage.
Right.
So it's not like I went out and got an apartment, stayed on my own.
Do you think one should do that, though? It's good that you bring that up.
I mean, everyone's different.
Right.
So you really can't basically say what one should do versus the other.
Right.
Because like I said, everyone's path is different. Because, say, for instance, someone basically, kind of like you, like to build them up a cushion that when they do go out, they don't end up back at their mama house.
Yeah.
So you got some kids that have went out there without a cushion. Things didn't work too well out at the job that they had, and they end up back at their mama house.
What's a cushion? Like, what do you think is a good cushion? For people who are wondering, like, okay, how much money do I need saved up before I move out of my mama's house?
You need to save up at least a good 6 to 8 months of your mortgage, your car note, insurance, because it's so hard now to walk out of one job into the next. Because so many people are out there competing with each other just to get that job.
Right.
So you need to basically make sure that you have that much cushion to continue to pay your bills and keep everything intact until you find the next job.
And let me add, when we say switch jobs, every 3 years, we're not saying quit and then hopefully you find another one. Please stay at your job until you get a new one and then put in that 2 weeks notice. I don't think you should go without a job. Gotta work
rough.
it.
It's rough.
It's rough.
And just in between those jobs, just don't basically beat yourself up and get down on your luck and everything, because even if you gotta go beneath yourself and take something below than what you really had to keep things going to the time being, so be it. But just basically stay prayed up.
I think absolutely, and I think one thing that I please my generation on doing too, we're very entrepreneurs. I believe. Like I hear and I see a lot of people my age who just does not want to work a 9 to 5. Like, we're not here to work a 9 to 5. We want to work for us.
Yeah, and you want to work for you, but it takes time to build that for you up. I mean, you got
You
a
don't
lot.
want to work for the man, mama.
You don't. Yeah, I understand that, but you still don't have nothing. Even though you saying, "Hey, I'm my own boss and I got my own business," but if you don't have enough connection to bring in those funds, you're gonna have to basically work for somebody and
Until you're
still
ready.
follow your dreams. I mean, you can still be building yourself up over here, but in the meantime, you need this check from over here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we was talking about that with my last guest, Javo. Shout out to Javo. But we were definitely talking about how you need to at least be working something. But if you're, me personally, and I tell myself this all the time, if you're just working and you're not going home to do what you want to do, you don't want it bad enough. Because I kid you, guys, like, I have a full-time job, and I still find time to put in the chat room. And in the chat room, it's not me just coming up here to do these shows. I run an entire website by myself, plus edit and write articles. It's not easy, but it's something that I want. So I'm going to make sure I find time to do it. And I'm the laziest person ever. I kid you not. I love to sleep. You can ask my mama. She's right here. I love to sleep. But, hey, you know, so I'm doing okay, mama.
That's great.
I'm
I think
doing
you're doing a great job.
You think so?
I have no complaints.
I always tell my mama one day, she always wants a big kitchen. Something about her in kitchens. And I told her I'm going to work hard so I could get her a big kitchen. She's probably never going to use the big kitchen that I get her, but I promise her I'm going to get her a big kitchen. So that is my goal. What else you want, mama?
I just want you to be happy, sweetheart.
Oh,
That's all that matters. Be
thanks,
happy
you darling.
and get your dreams and basically just stay focused and keep your drive.
Thank you, darling.
And that's the thing with young ladies, you know, long as they don't have a man in their life, they can focus on themselves.
My mom is so team single.
No, I'm just saying they focus more on their self and
Right.
they basically get the things that they want.
Right.
But it's just that, you know, us as women, we're always there as a pleaser.
We're nurturers.
So we want
It's in
to
our
please the
DNA.
man, and you could have things scheduled, you know, today, and all of a sudden the guy that you were dating or whatever decides that he wants to go to lunch, and he was like, "Are you free?" And you lie and say, "Yeah, I am." But you had this big schedule all filled out of things that you needed to do and you wanted to do for yourself.
Right. So in a nutshell, what my mother is saying, because it sounds like this whole time she's been basically pleading, do you, boo-boo.
Yes,
do you. That is the
yes.
message for today.
Yes.
Do you, boo-boo. Until you about 50. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm not going to be married till 50. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I'm surprised I really did not think me and Mom was going to have this much to talk about. But we are about like 50 minutes in. Mommy, I want to thank you for coming. She was so nervous, you guys.
Very much so.
But she did great. You did absolutely wonderful. You're a natural at this. So I see who I get it from.
Oh, you're so silly. Got jokes.
But this has been one great episode of the chat room. You guys know what it is. It is your girl Clo-Clo, and you can find us next week, next Monday, same time, same place, hmsnetradio.org, 8 p.m. I will have another hot guest for you. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You just going to have to wait. But we'll see you guys next week.
There's a lot of folks try to get with them players, but you all know they can't get with this flavor. We got it straight from the 8 time. We're making the real come up. Ain't no way we gon' stay down.